I forgot how to run this thing, guys. What's going on? We got 2 people in. Welcome back to Junkerz. I'm Grady. Your host is normal. This is Brittany.
Your co-host is normal.
Co-host is normal.
Co-host.
What's happening, everybody? Well, hopefully let people come in. And Mr. F250, how you doing? Bob's out in the living room listening, I think. So if you wanted to say hi to him, go ahead. Hey, Howie, how are you?
Hey, Howie.
What's going on? Everybody's coming in. I like seeing this. We haven't done a live in a while. So we're very out of sorts. We don't know what we're doing anymore. But we figured we'd come on and give some updates, and maybe we can get some other YouTubers to come in and chit-chat with us. We do have Forsaken Steel coming in a little bit. Not sure what time he's coming in.
Bob, show us your beard.
Bob, you're being summoned already.
I am?
Yep.
They want you to show them your beard.
I got rid of my beard.
But you still got that handsome goatee.
Oh, great. Here he comes.
Now you gotta do the old man voice.
I am Mr. F250.
That doesn't sound like the old man voice. What's the old man voice?
You can do it.
Hi there, Sonny.
Yes. We used to do that all the time when we were growing up.
So, Bob, what have you been doing this summer?
Going to baseball games.
Yay.
Yeah, Bob's a big baseball fan. If you guys haven't found that out yet, we haven't been able to watch any Red Sox games because they want $15 a month for. Is that one Nesson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, for Nesson. So, unfortunately, he has to listen to it on the radio.
Howie, I need to grow a beard then.
What?
Sup, Tim?
Tim.
Howie said my beard hides my double chin.
Like your double chin or double chin in general?
Double chin. His double chin.
Oh.
So if I had a beard, I could hide my double chin. I can walk around like this.
Hi, Kim.
Appreciate that very much. We really do. Like I said, we haven't done this in a while. I don't know if you guys can hear, but one of the dogs has the wubba. Which one is it?
Let's see.
On the toolbox. Thank you very much.
It is blue.
We're working on some new stickers, some new designs. Have I sold stickers before? I think I just usually hand them out. Not very good for business, huh?
What? I say?
That, Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donald. How are you doing? Thank you very much, Tim. Yes, smash the like button. We got to get the algorithm working for us, so we can start getting out there into the YouTube world a little better. Good dang.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if it's gonna thunder and lightning, I don't mind you guys hanging
Oh.
out. Like where you were at, 'cause that lightning is bad news.
Oh, it's not going to be able to show it. It's too bright.
I thought you were-
Mr. F250 just sent us a picture of me on his screen. Oop, why didn't we do that? So, I think we got to chit chat, and you guys got to get up to date as soon as Brittany gets her butt back in here. We got some thunderstorms happening here. How's everybody else's weather? Come on, Britt. Waiting on a woman. She gone. Well, I guess I'll start. So, you guys have seen the scooter. Not much to talk about with that one. Runs fine. It was sitting for 2-3 years and started right back up. So she going. The F350, it needs a little bit of tinkering here and there, but she's going pretty good. Hey, Cletus, how you doing, buddy? The white Mustang, I'm thinking next year we're going to have to do a clutch job to that because the throwout bearing is she's getting some noises up. Hi, Shelby. Jeep. Yeah, Jeep is a going to be an upcoming video. My uncle actually wants me to buy his 05. And I'm not opposed to it, but I really love my WJ. I've got a lot of money and time invested into that, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. But nevertheless, my Jeep is an upcoming video along with hers because she's beating it up every day.
It's gotten worse. Of course, for me, my version of worse is probably different than all your versions of worse. So for me, every time I put the brakes on now, my car's going woo, 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 and it squeaks. I don't think that's supposed to happen. And every time I have the radio off, which I purposely don't have the radio off now, so I can pretend it isn't happening. Every time I drive down the road, I go boom, 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 boom.
So you have a musician in your car?
I do. Every time it does that, I just want to be like, wee moa, wee moa, wee moa, wee moa.
14 degrees overcast.
Oh, yeah, and the reason why I was
that's right. Donald, where are you? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the whole reason why I was absent for a minute, because I'm hearing people talk about weather, is now maybe back in the day it was different. Maybe I used to play in thunderstorms and I don't remember, but my stepdaughter was outside in a thunderstorm and I have to be Miss Hovery and make sure she's somewhere safe so she's not out there with thunder and lightning going on.
Thank you. So, like she's saying, her almost brand new, hey, there's some lightning. Her almost brand new Renegade needs work.
Not almost brand new. I've had it now since 2019.
Almost brand new. Right, Bob?
What?
Almost brand new. It's newer than your car.
Yeah.
See?
We're not talking about my car.
We just were.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Never mind.
Any update on the El Camino?
No, because every time I try to save up money for something, it's either a broken phone or things that come up and unexpected things, and I'm struggling.
So, if anybody knows where we can get a floor for the El Camino, decent. I mean, something like that might wait till after everything crashes, because the shipping on that is gonna, let alone is gonna be the fun part.
Well, I got so excited because I saw something that said floor pan, and it was like $140.
Yeah, it was a piece of the floor pan.
Yeah. There's always a catch, people.
It was a piece of the
Always a
floor pan.
catch.
Yeah, 2019. Right? My newest one's the pick 'em up truck. I think. What's that? 06? Yeah, I think my
Yeah, I think
350 is
it's
an 06. That's probably the newest vehicle I've ever owned too.
Yeah, you know, Tim, my
Third
my
world
cars
problems.
are new. My car is new, but it's about the caliber of an old car. That makes sense. Because I've been beaten up.
Listen, it's made nowadays. It's not made like these vehicles. Nobody's going to be restoring that thing in 40 years.
Okay, well, if I had,
They'll be eating out of it because it'll be a can.
well, if I didn't have a car payment, I'd trade it in and have Jeff's Jeep.
Yeah, but unfortunately, her job, she has to have a newer one.
Well, it has to be 12 years or newer.
95. What's my oldest? My oldest is the Falcon.
Yeah, because that's a 61. Mustang 66.
You want to get blue?
Yes.
Hold on a second. She's gonna go get blue.
I'll go get Blue Man. He just went to the vet today. So
Yep.
proud of him.
Blue just went to the vet. Second round of shots. He's doing really good. He's a really good dog. He really is. He gets mischievous, but he's a very good dog. Very lovable. He plays
Except
all the time.
He's not lovable to other dogs at the vet, I learned.
Really?
Tear up,
Blue
barking,
Man?
growling.
You got some fans that want to say hi. You can say hi. You come say hi.
Hi, Blue Man.
Say hi. I'm Blue. I call him low and slow.
I call him Blue Man Chew.
What's up, there, Blue Man? Where you going? The people want to see you.
Although I'm gonna name him.
Oh, he's gone.
I think I'm gonna call him Blue Balloon because he looks like those balloon animals.
Come
Come here, Snicks. Why don't you come up and say hi? Come on. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bubba.
Oopsie. Cletus, I'll be honest with you.
Come on.
I come in this office as of lately just to do the editing,
Snickers.
and that's it. I haven't been in here to do Snickers. Oh my god. We'll leave this one up for you for a while, Cletus.
Snickers.
You see the
Oh. So, by the way, oh my god.
it's Cletus's. Hi, Snacks.
So, by the way,
Hi, buddy.
if you notice Snickers' collar,
Hi, buddy.
Daddy Junkerz got him a Red Sox collar for Grampy.
You say hi to everybody? You saying hi to everybody?
Snickers.
No, he won't stop. He'll get the other ones going. Snickers, you're a big ass potato. Here, go sit, Mama.
He is. He's like a piggy.
So, Cletus, we'll leave that up for like 6 months for you, buddy. I'm terrible at changing clocks and calendars and changing batteries and smoke alarm. Anyhow, what do we got next? Santa Fe? Bob has a
Kia Forte.
Kia Forte, same thing.
He said the same. Well, actually, the Santa Fe is the answer to the Sportage. Or the whatever one's over the Sportage.
That's a great picture. Yeah, that is pretty good. I'll do something like that on the Falcon. I have an idea. You're gonna have to be my photographer. We're doing one this year, right?
I think you should sit in front of the Falcon with the new backpack.
The new backpack?
Yeah, because it looks like a Ghostbuster.
Oh. Oh. That's red. That's his current state.
Oh my god, he does look really red. Oh.
So, Mr. F-250 has a dog. I can't really show him on this. I'd have to try and there we go, almost.
He's so cute.
That he named Red. So he has red, I have blue.
He looks like a fox. That's what I think I love about him the most.
Beautiful dog. Boy, it's really raining out there, huh?
Oh yeah.
Somebody just asked me if I'd be interested in a V8 Thunderbird engine. Yes, I might be.
Wait, to go in the El Camino?
Okay.
Let's do it.
That'll make some people upset.
I don't care. I would love a
Um,
Thunderbird engine in the El Camino.
no, Cletus, you're going to do it. He's all the way on the other side of the house now. You got to say something, Bob.
What?
You got to yell out something.
He's our behind the scenes
I'm
audience.
still with you.
Like LD? LD?
Eldorado.
Eldorado. Oh. Welfare check on Bob. Unfortunately, I can't take the camera out there. Yeah, do the calendar. So, I guess get back to some updates here. The Mustang is still in the garage, still very tore apart. I got a little discouraged with it, so she went in timeout, and now the Falcon's out of timeout.
But
So,
before, the Falcon was the one.
Yeah, Falcon's in timeout. So, if anybody's watched the videos, which a new one came up today, definitely check that out.
Which
When
is
you-
so exclusive, I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, that's right. That's because you're at work.
Yeah.
So in two videos ago, I announced that we're going to attempt to make it to a car show. It's not very far away. It's almost rock throwing distance from the house. But nonetheless, I want the vehicle to run and drive under its own power, and I'd like it to look a little bit better. So far, I got to remember where we stopped in the video. I can't say where we are at this point, but so far we've got the videos up for putting the new carb on, the fuel pump, so it's running under its own system now, and it runs pretty good. We've got to replace hoses, wires, plugs, tune the carburetor, time it. The front brake system's all new. I have all the stuff for the rear. I got to run a new brake line in the rear. I got to check ball joints and tie rods and wheel bearings in the front. I really, really need tires for it, but I'm kind of wondering if it's even going to be worth it, because I'm telling you, we're going maybe 1,000 feet down the road, maybe a little more. I'm not very good with distance.
We could pull it with the Renegade.
I could borrow my buddy's trailer and bring it down, but I want to drive the car. The car needs to be driven to this location, so that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna give it our all. Seats are out of it now. Everything on the interior except for the dash and the wire and all that's still there, and we're working on cleaning up the floors right now. There are some spots in the floor that we're gonna have to weld up, putty, and I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm probably just going to do a glue and screw, because the floors need to be replaced. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The floors need to be replaced at some point, but right now is not that some point, and they're not completely gone where you're falling through the floor. So we're going to put some added supports in there, and probably cover up the holes that are there. Give it a thick coat of paint so it kind of slows the process down. And yeah. So, anybody got any questions for the updates? How about Cheyenne? You got any questions?
Oh,
She doesn't have any questions.
She just wants to come say hi.
No, she doesn't. She wants to go back outside.
I'm not going outside right now.
The roof leaking yet? That's good. When it torrential downpours, our roof leaks really bad.
I mean, I want to go outside, but it's thundering lightning, so I mean, no light.
Yeah.
Hopefully that hallway door's shut.
I already told her I don't want her
Is
to
that
get
hallway door
barbecue.
shut?
think so.
I hope so.
I told her I don't want her to get barbecued. Thank you very much.
So, hey, look who we got. What's up, Mr. Twisted Tea?
You know, I'm getting ready to open a can of Twisted Tea on somebody, I guess.
I like the raspberries. Those are good. You try the blueberries?
I haven't, yes, but they're not in the gas stations around here, and I just stopped at the gas station. So if you go to like a actual grocery store, you can get them.
My absolute favorite one is the not the Shelby.
She has an opinion about it.
She does. She has a very big opinion. Is the
Up to him.
the peach?
The peach?
Peach.
It's my second favorite. I like the raspberry the best.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I already had mine.
Yep.
Renegade, it is expensive to have all those screws taken out and put back in, and it's supposed to be done, I think, every 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, not with the new ones. I think the new ones have a different kind of gasket.
They might. The old ones are 15 to 20 years, or 15 to 20 years.
Unfortunately, mine's not like that. Mine is it's the asphalt or whatever the hell it is.
Asphalt shingle, just a shingle.
To be honest with you, it's leaked pretty much since we moved here.
Hey, Renegade.
That is good.
I just jumped in like I'd already been here and started answering the chat.
We're talking about leaking roofs as he's pouring this drink, and all you can hear is.
Oh, my drink is partially frozen. I threw it in the freezer. The gas station, it's cool, but it's not cold. So I threw it in the freezer, so it's partially frozen. So let's try to pour it out.
So did you get a chance to watch the video before you came on?
I did. I can't wait to see the up close to the floor.
It's bad, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's bad, but it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking off camera last night, and I think I am going to have to do a bit of welding just to re-support that passenger side.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of it is probably going to be a glue and screw job.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you have to make one floor brace or something, that's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think. I want to order all the parts for the damn thing, but every time I go out there, I work on it for a day, and I come back and I order parts. And then I'm like, oh, man, I should have ordered this. I'm really trying to cap myself at $500 on this project. That's what I'm trying to. Well, because how much driving am I really going to do? I want to make it so it can be driven. But September,
the thing is, if it works really well, you'll use it a lot.
Oh, I will. I
know you will.
But I'm not going to want to drive it in the winter. I know that.
No, and let's face it, winter's like 3 days away, isn't it?
Almost.
Almost August, though.
Almost, man. Now, legit, around the end of November is when we start putting our good cars away.
Yeah, and all our garden stuff.
And all our garden stuff, Brittany says. What doesn't get stolen, at least.
Yeah.
We're still looking. We haven't found anybody.
We're on the hunt.
I'm shocked. You have pretty decent footage. So
Yeah.
And they stole the most random stuff.
The wishing well. That was the sad part. I got that thing for a steal last year. I paid like $45 for it. It was probably a $200 wishing well.
You should have seen how happy I was with it.
Oh yeah, she was so ecstatic with it. We'll find another one. There was somebody that reached out, gave us two truckloads. I'm talking my F-350 truckloads of stuff. That made her really happy, and she does her artsy fartsy stuff too. So I just can't believe that the argument on the Laconia's talking page was, well, that stuff was really close to the road, so it looked free. How does it look free?
It's your yard. I mean, and it had plants. The thing had plants in it.
How does my 10-year-old underwear look free? It was hanging on the freaking line. How is that free?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, no, that wasn't even close to the road.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What'd you find out about the roof, Renegade?
Oh, 17 years ago.
I want to know what an El Falcon is. Is it a Ranchero?
A Falcon
Is that the real Ranchero version?
for $600.
I mean, any gas tank now is like $300. Golly,
I know.
gas tanks have went up so much.
I
You
was
used to be
just-
able to get a gas tank for a second gen Camaro for they were $80 plus shipping, or you can pick them up at a show or whatever for free. And I looked the other day just to see what one was going for, $225.
I was just telling Brittany that her car, it's on hold.
Yes,
Sorry.
But her parts are pretty much going to wait until probably next summer when things are lower. Because even if we find a good deal on the floor, that's going to be stupid to ship it.
Oh yeah, you need to arrange that to where you buy it and then pick it up at a show. That's
Well,
the way you don't have to pay any shipping.
But this is the thing, man. We're in New Hampshire. You got to remember that we don't have the kind of crap you guys have out there.
There's got to be something within an hour or so of you that you could. I mean, you got F-350 that make it. It's not like you don't have a vehicle, but you don't have to walk there.
Everything is normally a ship. It's usually out south.
Oh yeah.
Nobody locally is going to have.
Well, I mean, I used to. Well, I don't know if the company still exists, but there used to be a company that was out west that used to come to a lot of shows in the South. And if you'd make it to any of the shows, they'd do it. I have to look up what a '96 Ford Falcon in Australia is now.
Really?
I'm interested. He's piqued my interest.
They made them in '96, huh?
In Australia.
Mr. F-250. I have not. Has anybody else heard of Greenblatt?
Mm-mm.
No.
I had not.
I believe that was his podcast friend. Is that right?
Who's?
Is that it?
Someone has an underwear fetish.
Okay. Oh yeah, pretty much. It is my underwear. You're talking like Omar could make a 10 out of these things. Seriously. The crotch is all ripped out.
It got so bad the other day.
Me too, Renegade.
I wish they'd have kept the Falcon name. Not a bad looking little car, just a little like a
Whoever stole the underwear.
Stole the
Tempo or
underwear.
whatever. I can't think what they call it here.
That was what was it, a month ago? A month or two ago. They stole all of our clothes off the line, everything off the line. Brittany's planters, she had. We had already invested at least $200-300 in plants before this, so they took plants and planters and hanging thingies and bird feeders and
It's so random.
her cart. So Red Flyer, remember the Red Flyers, the big wheel one? They're called
The wagons?
Red. The hell it's called? Big Red, I think it's called.
Radio flyer.
Yeah, the radio flyers. We just got her one. Bob actually got her one, and it was only here for a week, and it was gone. Her watering can, and if you look in the videos in the background, you could see the millions of things that she loves to do in the summertime. It really
Oh yeah.
pissed us off.
Excuse me for the language, but it really did.
So I love cars. I love them with cars. I love plastic cars and going to car shows. But where he's the magician in cars, I like to think I'm the magician in plants and decor, which sounds corny,
me.
but oh yeah, me and
I'm
Cheyenne
me.
are both pretty stylish. Well, Cheyenne's a very good makeup artist, and hair person. Yelling the front bush to the back. My God.
I need a moment.
And then you can add a little bit of pink in there.
What?
One
You
of the
what?
best two in this thing.
Brittany.
Ooh,
Brittany.
Brittany.
I was not thinking. I'm so
Jeez,
sorry. I'm so,
Yes, thank you very much, Cletus. Let's get off of her subject.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I was
On
not-
eBay, apparently I am. I didn't. I would like a cut of that. Maybe I could fix my roof.
Hey, dudes, how you doing?
It was. We have footage.
Cletus, buddy, how you?
We have footage of it, and the lady doesn't look crazy. She maybe a little bit, but
I mean,
looks
maybe a little
semi-normal. She pulls up in a fairly new vehicle and spends a crap ton of time taking this stuff.
I don't know how we didn't. Like, these dogs bark at everything.
Easily 25 minutes, just randomly walking around a property. How I didn't hear it, it's right next to the, I don't know. I was dead sleeping that night, I guess.
Yeah, well, she came right pretty much when we went to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. Dudes with wrenches here.
I wonder if someone was watching to wait or something.
Nah.
Watching to wait, what?
Watch them, you know.
How can they watch?
Watch to wait for
Dudes
How they know?
is the big boy here now.
I know, right?
Man, what are you at? What, 30 some odd thousand now?
That's very true.
I don't know. Right. It's been a while since I looked, but the other day when I was on his channel, I was 16 or something. It's been a few days. It was like last week, maybe. I don't know.
16. That's cute. He's way more than that now. Okay.
Well, I'm happy for you, buddy. I mean, it's amazing. I like to see people win, and that was a huge win.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and it just like kept rolling. Every time I check it, it is more. I was like, that's pretty awesome.
So, David, what do you got right now? What are you at?
It's
Number.
hang on, I'll tell you. $906 subs.
What I would love from this live is to see everybody in the chat put it out on their social media, see how close we can come to getting David to 1,000 tonight.
I'm
It can
super
happen.
close.
It can happen. We could get what? How many do you need?
94.
94. So 94 subs. Let's see how close we can get between now and when we end. I would really love to see it. If we could get him monetized.
I got my time in. I've had time in for, I don't know, over a year. I've been that. So
That must be nice.
yeah.
I'm sitting at almost 3,800 now. So, but not about me. Let's make it about you. Let's get him to his 1,000. There's enough people in here that can put the word out. I think we could be able to get it at least close.
I believe the vast majority of the people in the chat are already subscribed too. These are all our diehards. So
They absolutely are, but they could put the word out.
Howdy Mook, I appreciate it, buddy.
If they're willing.
I'm ready just to hit that number and be done with that part of it at least.
What's going on?
So I got new projects coming as soon as I'm done with getting the iRock kind of straightened out. So I'd like to be monetized before I start that. So
How we doing, Henry? How you been? We haven't heard from you all summer. How's Vermont life treating you? Renegade sitting at 686. Man, you're getting there.
that's what I saw.
It is I look back on the last year. The worst part was thinking about the damn number. That's all I wanted the entire year. And now I'm wishing I would have thought about watch time too. Because when did I hit the 1,000? It was right after Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. January, something.
I'm at 3,800 right now, almost 3,800. So I still need 200 and something watch hours. So It'll happen when it happens.
I have a really good group that watch pretty religiously. My video I put out this week's almost at 500 views. The watch time's not that great, or view duration's not that great, but there's a good deal of those people do watch all the way to the end, and then there's people that click on and watch for 2 minutes and fast forward to the end, I think, and watch 2 minutes and they're done. So, and that's fine too. I don't care. That's why I don't like doing a really long video, because I think it offsets the algorithm really bad. So I try to stick about 30 minutes.
I see.
And that's about how much I want to edit too. I don't want to edit an hour-long video anymore. I did that for a long time. It's tough to edit an hour-long video.
Bob and I watched a Mordsky like 2.5 hour the other night video.
Yeah.
And I was, how in the hell?
How's that dude got time for this? And he has a real job, and I don't understand.
So Chin is his editor.
Well, yeah, but still,
all that stuff.
I mean, he must live like in his garage / buying cars. I don't know. I'm amazed at how much stuff he gets done.
So, Rich, I gotta agree with you. I have a hell of a lot of fun. I have met so many awesome people over the last year. It has been an absolute awesome ride. But I'm not gonna lie. If I could get monetized and I could pick up some steam, I could definitely have a better life for myself, my family, and I could bring better content, because this is what I'm doing full time. Stupidly, I'm trying to make it 100%. I don't have a backup plan right now. I don't have a plan, so
there's a lot to be said about not having a backup plan. It just means you have to make it.
There's been a lot of times of I want to stop this, I'm getting tired of it, and then I find another wind and I keep going. Just like, obviously, I'm sure everybody could see when I'm tired of it and I step away and I barely do the 1 week, one video a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have an editor.
Yeah, I mean, he has an editor, but yeah, I mean that has to help.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is definitely, it's going to help for when I get old and completely gray, and I can be like, yeah, I did that. And there's proof of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
How are you? But nonetheless, I'm continuing to go. I'm gonna keep fighting it. 200 hours doesn't seem like that much compared to.
I quit every day. I keep making content, but I quit every day.
You do.
I do. Quitting. I quit every day.
And then I have to call you and be like, dude, it's been like a month. Where's your video? I'm not working on that thing no more.
I've never been that late.
All right.
Last time I was sick. My kids are out of school right now. They go back next week.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just a lot. It's just a lot of stuff. It takes most of my time. So I have to do what I can when I can. So I'll have a video ready for Tuesday. It's not my normal content, but I don't know. It is what it is. So woodworking on Forsaken Steel. That's what it is. So
you guys are going to see me do upholstery work soon. So
I've got upholstery work in one video, like actual upholstery work in that one video where I put that seat cover on. I was over it. I didn't think I ever wanted to do it again. Now I'm thinking, I'd really like to buy a sewing machine and learn how to actually sew interior. I've wanted to do it for years. So I found one that they said they didn't know if it worked or whatever, but it was a commercial machine for $150, but it was like 2.5 hours away. So I was like, I don't know. That's a lot to go pay for a machine that may not work.
She does all the sewing and stuff, but I know how to do it. I actually know how to do it.
Okay, so I do the sewing by hand though, because I'll be honest, sewing machines frustrate me so bad. Like,
I learned to sew when I was a little kid. My aunt had a sewing machine, and when I was little, like 7 or 8, for whatever reason, I just decided I wanted to learn how to use a sewing machine, and she taught me.
To melt.
So I can run a sewing machine. Maybe not the best in the world at it or whatever, but I think with some practice, I could do okay for my own stuff.
I think if I learned how to set up the machine, I'd probably be to a good start. But
Yeah.
parts and things don't work out.
So
Yeah.
my Nana and Papa were married for, I think it was like 60 years total before he passed away. I never once ever saw my Nana thread the needle or set the machine up. He always came in, set it up, then she'd do the sewing.
Yeah.
She had the bad eyes. He had the good eyes.
I
So
don't
they
mind
worked.
that.
That's teamwork. That's what that
They
is.
both have bad eyes.
Well,
You
if
need
I
to get you one of
wasn't
those big magnifying glasses with the
If I-
light on it.
right?
We're screwed.
And if I wasn't so late yesterday, I would have actually known how bad my eyes are now.
Yeah. Yep. She got stuck in traffic and she missed her appointment.
I did.
You guys don't understand because I don't put it on the video, but Brittany being late is just a matter of fact. What?
I wasn't late for the live tonight.
You would have.
Mm-mm. That's what he thinks. That's his version.
Hey, Punisher, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Mr. Mock, what's going on? Thank you very much. Let's keep it going. I want to see him get to his 1,000.
I'm getting close. So when I was in the 600s and 700s, they took subs from me daily. But since I've hit 8, about 8, I've not lost. I don't know that I've lost any.
I don't think that I lose. Maybe every once in a while you get 1 or 2 that's gone, but not really. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, they used to take some days it'd be like 10. I'd be like, I didn't have 10 people subs. I don't know how you were, whatever, but
What's that?
so.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna build.
Well, at 9:08 now, so we've gotten 2 more.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
From you all the time.
Oh, Mr. Mach 1 is just living the dream. I got a buddy of mine. I say that a lot too. I think I'm going to actually start saying that, something to that effect on my videos. Problem is, a lot of people think, all dreams are happy. Some of them are nightmares.
Oh my gosh, I had a nightmare in my car today.
Well, you're asleep in your car?
With clients in the car.
Right?
But I'm the one that's crazy over here, right?
Right.
You
No.
set yourself up on that.
Okay, I had a long break nightmare in my car. Like literally, it was
Yeah.
physically in my car.
Go look at her Facebook, David.
So anyone that knows me or people that don't know me, now you're gonna learn something about me. I am seriously arachnophobic.
Oh, I saw the picture of the
Oh yeah.
spider.
Oh, it was a spider.
Hold on a sec, dudes. We'll get you in just a second,
I
buddy.
evacuated the car. I got all these poor people out of the car, which moving for them isn't easy anyways. But I had 3 clients today, and I got them all out of the car safely to the side while I tried to wrestle this spider.
Can
No,
you picture her
people are
putting on the yellow vest and she's sitting there
Thank
with
you,
a
Rich.
poker poking the spider?
No,
So,
Listen,
you know what she
I
does?
mean, I saw the spider, and I'm not exactly sure what the situation would have to be for it to have a mouth big enough to actually bite you, because it was not its legs were 3 times the size of its poor little body.
That thing was pretty big for a
for
spider up
us.
here.
Yeah, but we've
But-
got bigger in our
So
car.
in our bathroom, the spiders like to make homes, right? I've never had one bite me, never one tried to come get me. But you know what she does? She unloads all of my shaving cream. Not hers, my shaving cream, all over the place to try and kill it. I don't like shaving cream.
Yes, there's a whole thing of Barbasol in the shower. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So no, the thing is, so these spiders, first of all,
Dudes, you look like a mountain
they
man.
need to go back to the hell they came from. Second of all, I don't care what anyone else says. These spiders are out to get me. I was in the shower one day and there was one crawling on the ceiling. I'm not even joking, right above me, and it decides to come down. I was like, "Oh no, you don't!" And I'm like trying to splash. I'm telling you, they follow me. I'll walk that way, and they'll come after me. They have it in for me.
I have a quick follow-up.
Thanks, Henry.
question.
Go ahead.
Does Barbasol kill spiders?
If you do enough of it, it's kind of like the Spaceballs thing where the guy took a bunch of shaving cream and like put it down the guy's throat. It's kind of the same thing.
'Cause I'm just picturing this spider like, I guess it's time to shave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rich, do you have are you does he have a wrench?
Hmm?
Does he have a wrench?
I'm sure he does. He's a mechanic.
No. Brittany, I'm not talking to you
Did he
anymore.
go to Harvard?
That's great.
No, look.
So my
right?
imagination when you hit them with Barbasol is they just basically suffocate because they can't breathe.
Yeah.
So I've watched a bunch of videos where like spiders fall into fish tanks and just like cruise around for 5 minutes. And that's when you realize, yeah, spiders are no joke. They'll do what they want.
Yeah.
Thank you, Henry. Have a good night.
Hey, thanks, Henry.
I don't know if you've ever like. I don't know.
Hairspray works better.
Fireworks.
No, we don't want her with fire in the house.
So I was considering setting the car on fire, but then I figured I needed it for the rest of the day, so I didn't go there. But you know, I don't know how it is. What? Oh my god! Well, if that's the case, we have to blame him because he's the creator of spiders.
I'm not afraid of spiders, but there's some places that I go that I watch for spiders. I've been bit twice by a brown recluse in my life. Once when I was a teenager on the leg, I lost it hollowed out a place in my leg. It grew back eventually. It scarred, but it grew back. And then on my back, same thing happened. The one on my back, when it happened, it was just itchy or whatever. I didn't know what it was. My wife looked at it and she was like, you ought to see a doctor. So he's like, yeah, that's probably a brown recluse bite. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be all right. And he's like, you've made it this long, you'll be fine. That's what he told me.
My God.
We get those up here.
I don't think we have brown. We don't even have black widows up here.
I don't know. We have black widows here too.
Yeah.
I have a story about black widows. I was building that 62 Catalina. It's in some of my social media. This is 9 years ago or 10 years ago. My beard looks like dudes in that picture at the time. And we drug it inside. It hadn't been in a garage.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in.
See you, Punisher. Thanks, buddy. Anyways, my buddy Ron was standing across from me, and he was like, there's a spider in your beard. I fling it like that, and I see it going. Turns out that car was infested with black widows.
Oh, my God.
I went home immediately and shaved my beard.
Oh,
I was like, just in case it was in there laying eggs, I don't need none of that. And then I fumigated the garage before we started working.
I can imagine.
No thanks.
You could have been a
See,
spider
that's the only
mommy.
thing-
I could have been a spider mommy, yeah.
Spider mommy.
I could have been like a super villain. They like come out of my beard and go attack people and stuff and come back into my beard.
All of a sudden, you get webbing coming out of your beard. Pew, pew, pew. The first time I ever saw a black widow, I went out to Colorado, and I was at the Purple Mountains where they wrote the Purple Mountain Majesty. I'm sitting for a minute, and I looked down, and there's this black spider with some red and some white, and I was like, oh, that looks like an hourglass. Oh, that looks like a spider we don't have at home. I don't want to be right. But that's the thing about being down south is as much as I love down south, they have things that bite and sting.
Stickers.
We do. You got to be
What is it?
tough to live down here.
You got rattlesnakes.
So-
you got scorpions.
You just said it right there. Snakes. Snakes are
Yep.
my thing. I don't
Yep.
like spiders. I'm not gonna pick the damn things up, but I'm not gonna run around like a schoolgirl. Snakes, you might see me jump up and pee myself.
He's like Indiana Jones.
But
He will like shoot the snakes.
I want to try and get some footage of my buddy. My buddy,
Snakes bother me if I'm surprised by them.
you ever seen a 400-pound guy leap over a wall over a bee?
Over a bee?
Maybe he's allergic
No.
to bees.
I mean, it could be.
He's not. He's just an absolute scaredy cat.
Oh,
Like hardcore scaredy cat.
Hmm.
I cannot explain to you how many
you
times
know,
we'd just be sitting there and all of a sudden he's like, "Ah!" and he's gone.
But bees
this
are
is
great.
the big reason why I don't mind bees is when a bee stings you, it dies. So it's like the ultimate retaliation. Like, you got me, but you're dead. So
Yeah.
a wasp, he'll like back alley shiv you just 1,000 times and fly away.
Oh yeah.
Call his buddies in. Well, I hate yellow jackets. I was mowing one time and ran over a yellow jacket nest in the ground, and I got stung once. I was like, "Oh, what? I got stung," and then I got stung like 9 more times before I could get off the mower.
Yeah.
So I can tell you a fun bee story. I used to install satellite TV for a short period of time, and I got up on a 2-story house roof, and I was taking down an old dish, and you'd always have wasp nests and bees and everything in these old dishes. They just live up there. So I started noticing there was like bees in the dish, and I'm like, oh, bees, that's not good. Usually there's a lot of bees when you have bees. 1 second.
It's a puppy.
He's saying, "Be quiet." Oh, by the way, Renegade, I got your reference.
Oh, Donald! Did you read Donald's thing?
No, I was waiting for dudes to finish up.
Yeah.
He's telling me he's on.
Quick. I got up on this roof, started moving this dish. You don't mess with the bees. If they stand in there and they're messing with you, you just take the dish down, throw it off the side of the house, let them figure it out when they hit the ground.
Yep.
You start messing with them or freaking out, then they start stinging you, and it's all bad from there. So I chucked the dish off the house. Notice there's a pretty good amount of stuff in it. And then I look back because I can hear a lot of bees. I'm hearing bees. That's all I can hear. And I look over in the vents in the roof of this house. They look like they're just moving out away from the vents. And it's just these bees walking out from the vents. And I'm just like, oh, no, that's not good. So I start heading towards my ladder as this swarm of bees just start walking out across the roof. And I'm like, that's not
Brady's
good.
waving at you.
Got down, told the owner, I'm like, yeah, we're not coming back until you do something about the bees.
Did not.
And he's like, he just goes, well, we don't really go upstairs in our house anymore, but we noticed there's bees in the house. And I'm like, that's probably not good. So he calls us back about a month later. They had to go in and remove beehives from the rafters of his ceilings because they had just infested the whole internal structures of his roof line.
What was that TV show that was something like that? They were exterminators.
Yep.
It was on History Channel or something. I can't remember the name. It was many
They had a
years
lot
ago.
of shows like that.
Yep, he actually had replaced drywall due to the damage from the honey in his ceiling.
That's a
Really?
new one.
Wow.
How do you put that on your homeowner's insurance claim?
I mean, yeah, you could. There's a local bee. Well, there's a lot of local bee. Brittany can't even read it without going crazy.
I feel like, yeah, camping done. I love to camp.
That's
I love
enough
to
outside for this year.
Yeah, there's some beekeepers around here that go around like that's what they do is dehive buildings, and that's how they grow hives that way. But usually that they're not in houses; they're usually in like sheds and things.
Yep.
But
I like the
Yeah, I
bee
usually just take brake cleaner, whatever's flammable around me, and
See, we have what they call cicada wasps around here. And I don't know if you know what a cicada wasp is.
I know what a cicada is, and I know what a wasp is, but
So a cicada wasp is probably the most evil of all wasps. Because it is giant, it sounds like a B-52 bomber flying around. and it doesn't bother people, but it is like a brown lacus. So if it does sting you, it causes necrophagia, whatever, to cause your skin to rot. So
Yeah.
you don't want one of these wasps to sting you, and they're huge. The females fly, the males crawl around on the ground. They don't have wings, but they actually take and they pick up cicadas. So they'll pick up a whole cicada and fly away with it. So you can kind of picture how big they are.
They call them cicada killers here. I know what you're talking about now.
Yep.
They have sometimes they get in horse pens and they'll kill a horse.
Yes.
Really?
So
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're no joke.
They're no joke.
What?
So I got
That's
like
crazy.
5 or 6 of these every year that make nests right in front of my house, and I have to go kill them. And they don't die. So like you can literally pour gasoline down their little holes, and they'll just come out covered in gasoline like sup. And then you got to light them on fire, and they'll fly around on fire before they die. And it's
That's
just like,
crazy.
it's like these things
They're
aren't
on
killing.
fire, kicking your ass.
They're like the size of your thumb. They're so big.
Oh,
That's gross.
man, I'm glad I
But
don't have
the
that kind of stuff up
craziest part about these things is they literally infect a cicada, and then they have the ability to control its mind, and then it follows them around and it creates a zombie cicada, and then they actually hatch their eggs inside the cicada as it's alive.
I think I've heard of something like this.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
I didn't know that. I just know that they kill them or whatever. They call them cicada killers here. They're giant.
Could you
Here-
They're
imagine
evil.
if that were the horse?
Here's
and
the
we
question.
turned it-
Why don't we have that when, dudes, you have about the same kind of weather we do, don't you?
Yeah, but you got to have cicadas to have them.
We kind of do because
Surely y'all have cicadas though, right? We have a large cicada population here, but
Yep.
we
You don't
haven't
have
had-
them without cicadas. That's the only purpose they serve.
yeah.
You know, now that I think about it, we haven't heard a lot about them today, or no, today,
What's up, Bill?
like this summer, because normally you hear them in the trees and they make that.
Oh, that's what makes those noises?
Yeah.
Yes. So last year in some of my early videos, I'm outside and the cicadas were so loud that I had to speak up over the cicadas. They were so loud. They were really bad last year.
So
This
I was
year-
always confused.
Frogs.
So like I didn't know a lot about these things until I had to research them, because I was like, what are these giant wasps that I need to kill? So I learned a lot more about cicadas at that point, because I didn't really care about cicadas prior to that.
Right.
But cicadas have some hibernation schedule where they only come out like a decade or something. They'll live underground forever.
About 7 years, yeah.
Yeah.
5 to
And-
7 years.
I always thought like, well, if they're only coming out every 7 years, why do we have these things every year? And then it dawned on me, well, there's a new batch every year.
Yes. So exactly. So every year you get a different growth cycle, if you
Yep.
will.
And in colder years, you'll actually lose a big percentage of them if the cold gets
Yes.
deep enough into the soil. So if you live somewhere where there's a really deep freeze, a lot of times they'll die off or they'll lessen in numbers.
Yeah. We don't get that here. They're just everywhere.
Yep.
But there's certain years that it's worse. And, I that has just to do with when you had bad winters, how they did in the summer, they were alive, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So, all right. A lot to talk about cicadas.
Hey, bugs.
I'm looking them up right now. Oh my gosh, they're even.
Oh, Renegade. I hate to hear that, but I hadn't heard it called the Kung Flu yet, and I might have
Still
adopted
You still have that?
Huh.
It's been over like 2 weeks, isn't it?
I had it again this year, so I've had it for 3 times now.
You've had it 3 times?
Yep.
We've been able to stay away from it the second round. We come close to it because there was quite a few people that we've come in contact just this summer has had it. I don't want it again.
I
One,
don't know.
one
This
of-
time was the best time for me because it only lasted about 4 days and was done.
That's no
Really?
big deal.
well, they've also lowered the time that you have to sit in your house, haven't they?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
I
didn't
don't
even-
know.
I don't go around that many people in general, so it was just kind of a deal of like, I'm not around anybody, so I'm not staying home.
Donald, an excavator is a great way to get bee/wasp or whatever to sting you, and you can't do anything about it. You're stuck. Man, I watched a guy using a mini X one time get into a thing of hornets, and it was bad. And he couldn't get out. He was stuck. He couldn't get out of the mini X. I don't know how many times he got stung, but it was a bunch.
Thing to remember about wasps and hornets: if you kill one of them, they put off a pheromone to cause the rest of them to attack you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I guess I have two things because one time before I met Grady, my dad and I were living another apartment, and I was mowing the lawn there, and it was kind of a similar thing where the bees came up. I only got stung like 6 or 7 times though. Like it wasn't like a massive amount, but it was kind of like at first it felt like just like someone had gotten a paper clip out and took the sharp end and just kind of stabbed, and I was like, what the? And then there were more. But I remember watching, I'm aging myself badly now, but Rescue 911. I remember an episode where this guy actually died from bees, like a swarm of bees just stinging and stinging and stinging and stinging and stinging.
I'm sorry to hear that, Bill.
Wait a second. Let's go back here. Rescue 911 is an old thing now?
I didn't think so. Is it
Rescue
still
911.
on? I thought it was still on.
Oh, it is? We don't have cable.
It was on for a long, long run.
Rescue 911.
The one with William Shatner? Remember the episode where someone fell into Queechee Gorge?
American television series.
Really? You're a Vermonter and you've never seen
Oh, that was on in 1989. Oh,
That long.
That's old.
Oh, but I'm old, so you know.
I guess I don't remember it being that old.
It was in syndication forever, probably. Though. Maybe that's what it is.
89 to 96.
What was that other one? America's Most Wanted. Used
Yeah,
to be on
that's silly.
Saturday night.
that and Unsolved Mysteries.
Maybe it was Unsolved Mysteries.
We can't watch that anymore.
No, we can't watch that one.
Why?
So a while back, when her and Bob were sick or something, they had a marathon going, and I was editing and shit. They were watching Unsolved Mysteries day and night, and I'm cool with it. Whatever.
Because sometimes when you're sick, you just want to watch the same thing and go on a binge.
But for some reason, there was one about this mechanic and his wife got cut up at his shop, and I don't know what happened, but it freaked me out, and I said, I'm not watching these anymore. It just, it for some reason, you know those things that just hit you right in your brain and you can't stop thinking about them? I couldn't stop thinking about it for like, I don't know, forever. It just took me a long time to get it out of my brain. And it's just one of those things. It's stupid, but it's there.
See, and you pick on me for, like, when I used to work at the hospital and I worked on the haunted floors, and I would run in to do something and run out really quick because I just didn't want to encounter the angry spirit.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about a spirit here.
Well, it's a story.
Is that a young dude?
Oh my gosh.
Is that a super young dude? Or is it just a random guy? That looks like dudes.
That's me at like
Definitely dudes.
21.
I started to say, I'm going to guess he was 20-ish.
He looks like he's
You say
gonna,
91?
21.
Oh.
He looks like he's gonna ask me if I want fries with that.
No, I was actually a dispatcher.
Oh, really?
What?
So you got some stories.
Well, not a police dispatcher. A dispatch communication technicians to cellular towers.
Oh.
No.
So they dispatch all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we were on the lines of, 911 and stuff, but so off the subject. You guys see that stuff?
We weren't on a subject, but move on.
What is that?
It's a skull.
Well, I mean, I got that, but
Like it's
So-
a cast skull.
Yeah, Brent and I casted these.
oh, did you cast that out in your thing? That's awesome.
These are cans. These were cans. I I don't know where the bars are, but we got
You know what?
What are you using for a crucible?
we bought a furnace. I bought him a furnace for his birthday.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's some Chinese off-brand knockoff thing, but we've done aluminum.
Yep.
Which we've got that down to a science now. We've been collecting some copper, but we don't have enough for a melt yet.
Ah.
I was going to do a video on it, but he was like, "No, let's do this just us." I'm like, "Okay." He didn't want to involve the channel with it, so
Yeah, I've actually collected a lot of scrap. I have a buddy that does casting. So I used to sell the scrap to scrappers and stuff like that whenever I'd collect copper or aluminum. And he actually gives me a better price for it. So whenever he needs a bunch, I just hold on to it and he pays me for it when he needs it.
I used to do that with copper when we did a lot of construction. We pulled copper every day almost for almost 2 years out of different houses, doing just random things, but did a lot of demo. And I had a guy that would come and he paid really well for copper. I mean, because it brought so much. So I always saved my copper, and he'd come about once a month and pick it up. But I gave him a lot of other like random stuff just so I could recycle it and I didn't have to move it. So he would pick it up. So he would come to the job site and pick it up. That's what I liked. I mean, there's like, hey, I got a furnace I need picked up or anything. He'd just come get it, which was real handy. Also, nice guy.
Back when I used to do cellular, we used to do antenna changes. We did change the antennas on a tower, and they'd have to take down all the copper waveguide. And what copper waveguide is about 1 5/8 coax,
Yeah.
and it looks like corrugated copper tubing with shielding on it. You strip all the shielding off of it, and then you smash it down, and you can do 4 or 5 200-foot runs of that, smash down, load it in the back of a pickup. We were doing loads of about $4,500 a load.
Wow.
So it was some good copper money in that. So every time we do antenna change outs, they'd be like, well, we're going to have to pay somebody to get rid of this copper. And it's like, no, you don't. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. See you, Mr. Mach 1.
So
see you later, Howie.
while we're off the subject of
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
cars and on the subject of hobbies, I've picked up a new one.
Bye, Mark.
It's
Poopies,
addicting.
huh?
Poopies.
What'd you say?
Hobby.
What is your new hobby?
I have learned how to mine. I'm very excited.
Mine?
Yeah. Look.
Like in rock?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Nobody judge.
no one judge because literally
I have to understand it first. Go on.
I
got these crystal. This is like a crystal, a pure crystal. I literally didn't even have to mine this. I just had to sit on my butt next to it and find it.
So backstory: there's a place where you can hike and mine in New Hampshire.
See, here's another.
like it's like the site is heavy and crystal light or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Apparently, one of the
Sounds like a
guys,
good time to me.
one of the guys they met on the trail goes up there with 5-gallon pails, brings them home, and puts them on eBay, and makes money out of it. So
But I haven't done that.
it's a fun hobby. It's just like the melting we're doing. It's
Yeah.
It's just one thing
we're
alone.
learning something and having fun at the same time.
So
There's a lot of river activity. I mean, a lot of rivers around me, and they do a lot of gold mining, still panning and stuff in those. People do, and they pull out gold all the time, just where it's, it's in the sediment or whatever is washed down. You got a lot.
It's a rock thing. What do they call it? It's
Quartzite.
what's the name of this?
It's not geo.
Or are you talking about these? They're smoke quartz.
Like geodes. Yeah, like geodes. There's a name for people that collect all these rocks.
A geologist?
No, that's people study rocks.
Let's study it.
A rock person?
Rock person. Okay, let's go with
That's what I
rock,
would go with.
rock people.
A crack.
Rock people.
So my buddy actually runs a company now, and he makes fluorescent UV lights that you shine on geodes that make them glow based on what mineral is in them, because it's a special UV light.
Wow.
And he sells these lights for insane amounts of money. He actually quit his regular job at Harley Davidson just to make these lights, and that's what he does for a living now.
Your brother would love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
He would be so into
Well,
that stuff.
I will say I found a lot of pyrite. Thank God that I kind of knew a
Hi, Blue.
backstory because I would have thought that it was really gold, but I mean, it's fool's gold. But I mean, it's so prominent up here and it's everywhere, but it's not gold. It's just pyrite. It's just.
They
But,
actually just came out with a synthetic crystal mixed with gunpowder that they've actually tested to be stronger than diamond now.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Hadn't seen that.
I
So
thought
that
you
means
were-
diamonds are completely worthless.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost worthless anyways.
Yeah.
You know,
Why is
we
there-
as humans were lured into thinking they were valuable.
Oh yeah, shiny rock syndrome.
Shiny rock syndrome. That's right.
considering that anything can get the same shine, I don't understand how a diamond ring can be worth more than an amethyst or whatever. I don't know if it's
Because everybody told you it was worth more
Because we assign value to things based on what you've been told, not
based on trade.
yeah.
yeah. Because for me, if I were to buy something, I wouldn't buy it based on value. I'd buy it on, oh, this is prettier than that. I've seen like turquoise when I went up to Alaska. They have a lot of turquoise up there and garnet, and I actually lost it. I was really sad, but I got a garnet bear or a turk. I think it was garnet, and pretty worthless. But to me, it was worth more than anything that you'd buy in a fancy jewelry store because it was pretty. To me, it was prettier than getting a diamond. Because diamonds are shiny, but they don't have any color to them.
Well, it's the same way when you start thinking about old automobiles.
Yep.
Artwork in general. They just establish values on art when art is 100% subjective. I've always hated the valuing of art because, this is valuable. Why?
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure art is only around like artists now that sell most of their stuff it's all about embezzling money. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
that's how they do it.
Well, it's like a funny one I like to throw out there when people start talking about art. George Zimmerman, the guy who shot Trayvon, after his whole trial and essential social execution, he's an artist now. And he paints paintings and sells them to people for like $200,000.
Really?
That man would have never been able to become an artist unless he was a social icon for something he did.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is disgusting. He's not an artist. He sucks.
Yeah. So I know some actual artists that are really, really, really good, but they'll never make any money at their art. They'll always have to have a job because nobody will. It's the value is. It's eccentric. You have to have something else to give it value, and
You have to have a backstory. You have to have.
That's what I told them.
A group of rich people that just decide you're important.
Yep.
Yeah, they like to have a story to tell at their social gathering, whatever they do. I'm not rich, so I don't.
I've met so many artists that were only famous because of some weird, obscure thing about them, and it's like, well, how does that make you a better artist? Your art actually sucks compared to a lot of people I know, but it's subjective because I am also somebody who does art. So, like, your art sucks. I'm sorry, but
What's up with it? I can't remember what his name is, but the guy that used to do the Campbell soup art. So it's one of the most valuable paintings or series, but they're labels of food. Like, who made that more
it was just something
valuable?
different and new, and it was probably something valued essentially by Campbell Soup because it was the ultimate sales plan.
It really was. Yeah. So I don't know. Art is odd. I've owned, like one-off pieces from different people and stuff, and in my life, and
Andy Warhol,
yeah. But I've most of my the art that I really enjoyed was done by people that, you've never heard of, you'll never hear of, and you couldn't buy their art if you wanted to because they don't sell it.
Yep.
I have some upstairs now that's been, I've had for probably a decade or more, and the artist doesn't even create art anymore, and it kills me because I really enjoy it, but it is what it is.
I'm a cheap date when it comes to certain things, and I pay that forward. So when somebody's like, "Hey, you should get him a wedding gift, or you should get him something," I'm like, "Paint's cheap." And I'll
Yeah.
just do like a painting and give it to somebody for their wedding or something like that. And they'll be
That's
like,
a
"Oh my
fantastic
God,
gift.
it's amazing." And I'm just like, it was way cheaper than buying you a blender. So,
Yeah, and it's something they'll enjoy. They'll think of you when they see it. I love giving art. I think that's a great idea. Like for children, for like baby showers and stuff, we always give books because the value of a book is in my mind is far outweighs, any small trinket or piece of clothes that you could possibly give someone. So, for children, we always do that. And I like to give art to older people when they get married and things like that, because it's, I don't know, when they see it, chances are they'll think of you. So, and I don't get my feelings hurt if they don't like the art, because art is subjective.
correct.
I'm cheap. I give them a story.
You give them a story. That works too.
When I got married my first time,
I give them tips on life.
I've given some of those too.
sign a prenup.
Depending on the state, that doesn't hold water.
I start saying that. Yeah, it all depends. Thank you.
So Rich says that him and his family threw a bunch of stuff away that was probably worth millions.
Oh yeah.
It happens, Rich. It does. I'm gonna eat, but I'll be here.
Rip. He's gone.
What are you
You
eating?
don't have to see me.
Geez, y'all just gonna have to see me. Da da da. Hey, we only got 5 people
Go
in
full
here. What's up?
screen. Do what?
We only got 5 people in here now.
5 people.
I mean, we've had some really weird conversations in the past 20 minutes.
Here, I'll send
Yeah.
you something weird.
Are we
Here we
putting it
go.
on screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
Or you Instagrammer?
Instagrammer. Yep.
Instagrammer. Do I have that? I have that on here.
So this is some dumb stuff I do. I'll have to find more of it.
Dude, how's your TikTok doing?
I don't know. I'm logged in there in like a month.
That's stuff that you do.
Yeah, this is.
What?
Did you ever just like draw on the back of somebody's window on their dirty truck?
Yep. Can't say that I have.
If I know somebody and they haven't cleaned their vehicle, I'm gonna draw in the dirt.
Everybody's-
fantastic.
Brittany, come look at this.
As long as you keep it on the glass, they shouldn't complain too much.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to do that to their paint. Like permanently scratched art. There you go.
Yeah, forever and ever it will be there.
I've seen people do that though on TikTok where they do the Dremel
I have to.
with the bronze. That's pretty cool, man.
That's just all in dirt.
Is this one of your rigs?
Mine's the S10 next to that S10. Back when S10s were cool,
They're still cool.
but they're not.
They are.
They're not.
Not that body style though. I like the square ones.
I'll agree with that. I like the square ones more for nostalgia purposes, but I've owned too many S10s to this point in my life to enjoy them.
They're not great vehicles, but they're not bad vehicles.
As long as you maintain them, they're okay.
Yeah.
If you're a person who doesn't maintain your vehicle, don't own one.
Yeah.
Because then they
The
become
4.3 was a great engine.
Yes. But the front suspension on those things were junk.
Garbage,
just
yep.
constant upkeep. And the interior fell apart.
Yep.
I mean, the door pins fell off. I mean, if you slammed the door wrong too many times, the door was gonna fall off the truck.
Well, I mean, they were cheap for a reason. I mean, that's why there's so many of them too.
Yep. Well, I mean, I sent them through things they probably never should have gone through. So
Yes,
Yes, Rich, it is city use.
I kind of want a 2-wheel drive
Oh, Renegade.
square Blazer.
Yeah, that would be
15
horrible.
Blazer.
Around here, they're all just clapped out.
City
trucks.
Punch now. It is. It's water.
A friend of mine had one that had like 53,000 miles on it. He wanted like $9,000 for it, which is not bad money for it because it was in excellent condition. But I didn't want to spend $9,000 and then cut it up because that's what I'd have done.
Yes, sir.
So, one thing that not everybody knows right now is that we almost lost the channel this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The city come in and gave us shit again. But luckily, we were able to work it out, and I think we're in good shape now. And so they did this originally and shut my garage down, and this round would have really sucked because this was. If I don't have YouTube, how am I going to work on cars and have fun? You know. So we ended up putting up a fence, which I want to tell you guys right now that putting up a fence is really expensive. What do we get? Four sections?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it would have been more expensive if we didn't do it ourselves.
Four-
We've rocked it.
Yeah, four sections, posts. Was that 300 and something?
Yeah. But we only spent $7 on the pallet fence.
Oh yeah, I haven't put that on
Oh.
camera yet. I probably should to see
You
what
should.
people think. So, right after the robbery of our crap on our front lawn, I started thinking about how I could fence in the yard to make it privacy, but at the same time, we could still see because we like to see the crackheads walking by. It's entertainment for us. So
Okay.
It's better than TV.
it really
Yeah,
is
it can
sometimes.
be.
Dude, so 4th of July, we had this random scumbag come up to us and say, "Hey, you want to buy some weed?" It
Yeah.
was like, "No, dude, we don't want to buy any of your weed. Now go."
The man was 80 years old. He was either 70 or 80.
He was
Or
like-
Harmless then.
or he was 30.
No, he was like 40. He just looked 80.
Smoked for 40 years.
Methadonians look like that.
Well, that's right. You know, when we were talking about crystals earlier, and Duke was talking about a new crystal that they invented. I was like, well, people around here already invented it.
So,
It's something else to cook up.
so I actually took old pallets that we picked up at Napa, and I made fencing out of it. So we got a picket fence. We got to paint it, but it's a picket fence all the way around the front yard. Keeps the dogs in, keeps crackheads out. You know.
Well, I keep 3 out of the 4 dogs.
Yeah, Blue just goes right through the damn thing.
Yeah, Blue's still little.
But
Something.
been hot in Laconia. Yeah, it's been stupid hot. This week's been okay. Last week I didn't go outside too much because it was just I'm too fat. Oh, they're everywhere. They're Manchester and
Oh, yeah.
Laconia and
I'm pretty sure it's across the U.S. It's not limited to your town.
no.
What are we talking about here? The homeless
Methadonians.
and the methadone. What do you mean by methadonians? Just meth heads?
Yes.
Okay.
The Methadonians.
I have footage of the building I work at is the only spot downtown where we have like a green area. There's a bench with some grass. So the homeless come there and sleep at night. So when you show up early in the morning to go to work, they're all just laying in the grass sleeping, and they have to wake up, like clean themselves off with wet wipes behind the bench, and it's like it's
Nice.
awesome. You
Wow.
gotta walk
So
by 'em.
your homeless are classy because ours just stay in the park all day.
Oh, yeah.
They
See, we don't
defecate.
have a
They-
park.
Ours during the day go to the library where they let them all hang out.
Yeah.
And I find that poor judgment on behalf of the government, local government, because that just means that runs people that would go to the library off. I wouldn't drop my kid off at the library and leave her by
just gonna
herself.
say that.
She's a teenager.
Even my older kids, I wouldn't let them go. Hell
Right,
no.
that's what I'm saying. Like 14-year-old kids, nope.
Nope.
Our city government ruins our transit system because of that. So if you're a well-behaved homeless and you go down to the shelter and the warming shelter and the food shelter and you're not a guy creating trouble, they'll give you free bus tickets to ride around town all day. So a lot of the homeless just hang out on the buses.
Which makes other people not want to use them.
Correct. Nobody rides the bus because it's like either you're got 5 DWIs and you're going to ride a bike before you ride the bus.
Yeah.
So this is a conversation that I continually have with people. And I don't like to bring political shit. And I don't like to, I don't want to bring all that stuff into my channel. But one thing I will say is if you're homeless, you want to be because there's always 100%. A way out. There is always a way.
Well, there's some people that are down on their luck, but
problem.
they're not perpetually homeless.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the people that are really out there living on the streets.
Yeah, the perpetual homeless.
Yeah, you want to be homeless because there's always a way to make yourself better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are and what you say. I don't feel bad for them.
I have a perfect story for this. So I worked for satellite installation, and we used to pick up whoever we could pick up to do satellite installation. I mean, we would hire anybody. If they would pass the test, they got to install satellites. Didn't matter. And we ran into this old guy, and at that time I was in my 20s, and this old man was probably in his 50s. And he started work there. Was a good, hard-working guy, just always kind of dirty and, smelled bad. And we figured out he was actually living in his truck that he installed out of. He didn't have a home. And we're like, what's going on, man? Like, he's like, well, I'm making up some money so I can start renting a place. We're like, hey, that's cool. That's great. Yep. He goes, yeah, I've been homeless for like 26 years. And I'm like, what made you not want to do that? And he's like, well, it's really hard to have a girlfriend and be homeless. And I'm just tired of not having one of those. So I found a girl I like. And she said, if I fix myself up, she'd think about dating me. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just like, cool. But occasionally you'd catch him on a bad day where he'd be getting mad about something that was going on. He's just like, this is bullshit. And he'd just be all pissed off. And he's just like, I'm going to go back to being homeless. I can't deal with all these responsibilities. And
yeah.
And it's just like, it was that eye-opening moment of just like, he lived his life homeless for over 20 years because it was somewhat of an ultimate freedom to him because he just didn't care about all the responsibilities of life.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah. You're doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. And they're just living free.
I couldn't imagine being out in the elements every single day. I mean, it gets hot here. It gets cold here.
Like you said, though, there's enough people to hand them cash. There's warming shelters. There's places to feed them. It's not as hard as we like to think. I'd never do that because it's hard. And then you look at these people and they got cell phones and they got carts full of belongings. And it's like, it's obviously not that bad.
And it's a huge lifestyle. I mean, we probably got 200 down here at least.
For homeless people?
At least.
Oh yeah.
And they've taken over most of our parks, and it's like I've sat down in the park down here in downtown Laconia one time in the entire time I've lived here. And
well, it's like right near your house, isn't it?
It is. But the reason that I don't go there is because there's so many what I'll call unwanted guests there. I mean, they sleep in the gazebo. This park is beautiful. Laconia maintains it and cleans it up and mows and flowers, but it's so uninviting because nobody wants to go there and get. I was there for 20 minutes at the most about a month or two ago, and I was approached 3 times from the homeless, and it was like, I'm not giving you anything. Go away. I just came here to sit.
They harass people. You could walk through the park.
Yeah. Hey, you got any money? Yeah, I do. Can I have it? No.
I've taken clients there.
I do.
Because they do like art in the park and they kid plays and stuff. I've brought my disabled clients there and gotten like heckled and harassed there.
They do a live venue every Friday night. It's beautiful. We sit on our porch and we can hear it. But I would never go there.
The homeless did a live venue every Friday night.
Like,
like, what do they do?
I'd be paying them homeless.
Wash pan with a little wire
And
I'm in. I'll
that's-
go watch them.
And that's the
I
thing.
hope-
If a homeless person is doing something for entertainment and asking for a handout, I'm more than happy to be like, all right, I'm entertained. Here's $1. But if somebody's like, just give me money, you're never getting a dime from me. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be some transactionary thing going on here.
Telling
One of them
jokes,
asked
anything.
money.
Make me laugh. I'll pay you.
They didn't even ask me for money. It was straight up, you got any food?
I'll give them food if they ask for food. I don't care.
I will get food.
No, I wasn't willing to with this one. You could clearly tell. It was like,
It's because we didn't know at the time. It was the day that they stole our stuff.
yeah.
So we didn't know who stole it, and we didn't want to cater to anyone.
Well, you
Burden
don't
people.
give money to thieves. That's a different deal.
Don't give money to people that already.
Thanks for coming in, Tim. Sorry.
If anything, they can sell the underwear they just stole from us to get food.
Well, that's always what I say. You know, if I see a homeless person, if I'm seeing a homeless person and he's got a cart full of belongings, right? He's got a bike, he's got all these things. If he comes up and says, I want some money, I'm like, well, I want some stuff from your cart then.
Let's
What
have
do
a
you sell?
transaction.
Yeah, what are you selling? Because if you need money, that's what you do. That's what I do for money. So,
Yep.
You guys
Yeah.
see this? $30 an hour to wash dishes.
yeah.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm headed to
Yeah.
dishes.
Where's
I
Bill
don't
live?
Mass, I believe.
Okay, Massachusetts.
I believe. I might be wrong. Maybe it was Nashua. Oh, sorry. So I was over fishing literally across the river. Now this is another homeless thing. And I was there for 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Didn't get any bites. So I'm packing up, getting ready to leave. And then you hear, help, help, he fell in the water. And I'm like, oh, somebody needs help. And then I hear, he's overdosing. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't need help.
Not any help that you're going to bring him.
Needs help. Help
I
back
was-
to the Lord. Let him twitch.
I was going to go help. That's me. I like to go help and do those things.
Yep.
When it comes to drugs, I don't know, man. I don't want to be around it in any way.
So it's part of all this kind of reminds me of, I used to do a lot of, not a lot, but I did a good deal of volunteer work with the church.
I was about to say, if you're going to say I did a lot of drugs, that's a
No.
different kind of story.
No, no. But they recommended a book, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. And it's When Helping Hurts, I think is the name of it. And it's a really good read for people that continuously try to help people.
Yep.
Because sometimes your help is not doing what you think it is.
Well, yeah.
So,
Last year, I let a guy buy a vehicle off me and told him he could make payments. And he literally ended up not paying me and then used the vehicle to steal from people. And never, and it's just like there was a certain point there where it's like, all right, well, this definitely makes me want to do this again.
Yep. I've helped enough people to realize that I'm not helping anymore.
Yep.
So Bill's asking where would they go? Now, I have a weird kind of quirky thing that could be done. There are enough towns in the United States that are bombing or complete ghost towns. Why couldn't we, seeing that we're already funding the homeless, why couldn't we give that town
We already do that.
lump sum and fill them? Just put them all in there and let them survive or don't.
We already do that.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
do
California actually pays for bus tickets and
Yep.
sends them to a list of cities that have better programs for the homeless.
Yeah.
It's a constant thing.
We
Yep.
used to in Laconia. We used to do stuff like that.
Yeah, but
but
now we have people sending them to us.
Well, that's the problem. Is where I live is one of those places on the list.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
So the major city near me is Knoxville, and they have they have a shelter or 5, I don't know, whatever, and a pretty large population. And my county's stance for a long time was that's what, we suggested that you go there because they have infrastructure to help you.
Yep.
And you get some people that would go and probably legitimately try to change their lives, but most of the people, they didn't want to go because if they went there, they couldn't be here near the drug dealer they knew or whatever. So.
Well, that's just it. So if I see somebody that's of average build and weight and they're just homeless and they're like, hey, I just need some help, blah, 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 I'm more than happy to be like, all right, I'll give you something. I'll give you food. But when I see somebody that's just definitely on drugs, you know, just a meth head, a drunk, just somebody that's just skin and bones because they do nothing but drugs, I'm not helping that person. Like, it's just, it's not going to happen because there's nothing you can do to make that person change who they are at that point.
Yeah, you could burn your money because it's the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate.
But no, I'm talking about a ghost town. I'm not talking about a thriving town. I'm talking about give them funding enough.
Send them to Detroit.
Have you ever?
Detroit already is full of homeless. I don't know if they can take anymore.
Have you ever just watched YouTube and seen these towns that 10 people live in, but it's still a town?
I've driven across America and seen them. There's lots of them.
There's enough out there that if you give people the correct tools and you've got to survive because there's no other way, they're going to survive.
They won't survive.
Well, then
they won't survive. That's the problem. Because if they could survive, they could survive anywhere.
But they're surviving here because it's continually the same thing.
It's free.
But
It's
what
free.
you're saying is pretty much just let them do what they're doing now somewhere else where you don't have to see them.
Yeah, that it doesn't really fix it.
No, it doesn't fix the problem.
No. Yes and no.
If you really want to fix the problem, first thing you got to do is fix the opioid issue in the U.S.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that?
So you cut the opioids off.
Where you going, Bob?
But
there's some people that need those
Get some
things.
bread.
Well, yes, but so there's other things you can take that aren't opioids that do the same thing as opioids. Opioids are just highly addictive.
Yeah, that's why we legalized marijuana.
I'm with you. Totally with you. Totally, 100% with you.
It's around Winnie.
And yeah, so I don't know. It's been the weirdest live I've ever been on.
Has it though?
I don't know, maybe not the weirdest, but we've been everywhere.
We've had some weird lives.
We've had some weird ones.
This is a generic topic to nowadays. It really is.
Yeah.
All right, Junkerz, I'm sending you a couple pictures. Now, let's not be political about this. Let's just discuss why you would do this to your car, regardless of your political beliefs.
So I have to say, before you see this picture, the thing I really have a lot of respect for this whole group is that we can all have an opinion and no one's having a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what I love about this community, this car community.
Oh my! Why did you do this?
I did not do this, sir.
I can't wait to see it now.
Gosh.
Now, like I said, keep your political views to yourself. That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
No, but I have to say it reminds us of a friend. The friend that actually introduced us to each other, Big Trump. Like, she was on a Trump committee and everything. I could see her having that car.
And I'm gonna say, nobody in the comments, nobody here on the board, we're not saying good or bad. You can have your own opinions on politics. You can pick who you want. That's not what this is about. My whole point to these pictures that are about to be shown is, are you really helping the cause by doing this to your car?
You're not.
You're not.
You're not helping the cause. You're expressing yourself. It goes back to art.
You are, but it makes you look crazy.
Absolutely not so. And so I don't care. You don't find me putting bumper stickers on my cars. Really, I'm not a big sticker person for cars because it attracts negative outcomes almost no matter what the sticker is. I don't know how these people drive around without being harassed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're just welcoming the opposite side of your opinion. To just
I don't care what. I don't care what side you fall on. You're just asking for it.
Yes, like that's the same guy. Be like, I don't know why everybody's being such a jerk to me. I don't know.
I have an idea.
I wouldn't put that kind of stuff on my car.
I wouldn't either.
What's up with that?
That's awesome.
I used to do cosplay stuff for people.
That's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
That is a plastic saucer sled
Oh,
Really?
that you turned into the
Yep.
shield. That's kind of really cool.
Cool.
Lots of
I
hours.
love the retro high chair
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Hey,
That's-
you just
That's
buy
big.
stuff at flea markets. That's what you
I'm pretty
get.
sure I used to have one of those chairs that I had when I was a child
Where's my
It's-
stool?
It was old, but you know what?
because I am that old.
You could put a kid in it, and they could sit at the table, and that's all we needed it to do.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that your background is straight. You have straight walls.
It was an old house. We weren't highfalutin back then.
Yep, that's another topic right there. Overtaking is. This is
I'm
the
not saying that there's not plenty of people that don't need pain medication. There's just other options that aren't opioids.
Well,
I
and the
think
problem,
I think what he's saying is he can't get them because of the people that are
Correct.
Oh yeah.
and there becomes the problem is too many people misuse it, and it ruins it for the people that actually need it.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to the doctor. It was probably about 4 years ago. I pulled my back really bad. Like I could barely get in the truck to go up to the hospital. And, I get in there, they give me the x-ray, and I'm like, guys, listen, I need something. And then the doctor says, no, we're not going to give you anything. We can give you some ibuprofen. I said, I've already taken that. I'm asking for something a little stronger. Unfortunately, we can't give you anything like that. I'm like, look at me. I'm 400 pounds. You really think I'm a crack addict?
Yeah.
I'm like, come
Not me, bro.
on. But no, it was just pretty sad that I couldn't even get something higher than an ibuprofen. And
Yep.
but you see these other people that literally go to the hospital just for that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
they get it.
We used to call them frequent flyers.
Yeah.
So here's the other one that people don't realize. You can actually get high dosage opioids from your vet if you're willing to pay for it. You just got to have a dog that has a serious problem, and they'll diagnose your dog with something. You can get painkillers for your dog, and then you can just sell those painkillers.
They wanted to put
While your dog
stickers
suffers
on-
still.
Yep.
That's,
Yeah, it's really cold-hearted.
yeah.
But they give it
Those
out.
people are out there. Let's face it. Those people are out there.
Yeah.
But they give it out so easy too because
Oh, I wish y'all could see my frog. He's out and about. I have a frog that lives in my basement.
pick them up, show us.
He won't let me pick him up, but I'm going
Look
to
at-
turn the camera around see if y'all can see him.
Look at him.
Oh, he went under the car. He's gone.
Oh,
He gone.
come on, dude.
I was hoping I could catch him.
You
I've
know,
been trying to get him on film. He's like my, Mortsky has Duff Dog. I want to have the frog that just kind of comes and joins me while I'm working on the car and stuff. Be great. He's still really afraid of me though.
You gotta
Dave,
gain his trust.
David,
Hmm?
dudes might be able to help you, walk through that whole transmission issue on that LS swap.
What's that?
I don't know. So we'll shift out a second. Pretty sure I thought it was a pinout issue in the harness, according to the diagram that they originally sent me. Since then, I have received a second. Actually, I've received the rest of their pinout stuff, and turns out I think the harness is fine. But transmissions won't shift out a second. So
New transmission, old transmission, used.
new.
Oh,
Phytech system. My buddy that also runs, he's on his 9th system, so he's well versed in these. Called me yesterday. He's having the same issue with his. I went to his house and took my harness with me. He had a unused harness. He's the one that I had a borrowed unit from him. I checked all 3 harnesses to see if they were different. They're all the same.
Okay.
But
Wait for a minute.
he's gotten his now to where it will shift, but only manually. So I don't know. I've talked to Phytech. I have spent hours. I've probably spent 8 hours on the phone with Phytech.
so the Phytech system is also doing all the training controlling, obviously.
Yes. It's just standalone system.
Standalone system, just like a Holly Sniper.
Yep, just like the Holly Sniper stuff. It's just a standalone system.
So the only way the transmission is going to know to shift is from that system.
Yes.
So if it's not shifting, that thing's not telling it to.
Yes.
In theory.
Or so I've also considered dropping my pan just to make sure that all the solenoids are plugged in.
That's what I was about to say. If there's a
I mean-
solenoid not plugged in, it could be telling a solenoid to shift, but the solenoid's not responding.
So mine always like it's supposed to tell you what gear it's in all the time.
Mhm.
Mine always says low 2, which is second gear.
Okay.
All the time. Even if it's in first,
So
should
it
say
never-
low 1.
It never thinks it's going to third either.
Yeah, it never thinks it's going to third, which makes me go, well, why? So I've tried 2 different computers because I had that other system here. So I just switched them and put the program in, reprogrammed the new computers, see if it was different. I've tried 2 different handheld units, which is the only thing a handheld really does is it just allows you to interface with the actual ECU. But I've tried 2 different ones just to see if it made a difference. No difference. The only thing left is the wiring harness. I have a new one coming Monday, and I'm going to put it in just to see if it makes a difference. The only other thing I can think of is something in the transmission is unplugged.
Yeah, that would be my thought. Is something is solenoid, etc. Something's come undone in the tranny. Because if it can't communicate back to the computer's going to be like, I don't see that. We can't shift to that.
I don't know
next
what to
gear."
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm stuck. So I mean, if it was changing in the computer but not changing in the transmission, that would make me think that there was a
Transmission.
wiring issue.
Or a wiring issue or a
misinterpreting
transmission
signal.
issue.
Yeah, it was misreading a signal that was going to the wrong pin in the harness.
It's
where-
getting really close to getting the 6-speed put back in it.
Well, and that's why there's a lot of guys that are just say, I don't want to mess with this controller.
Yeah.
And you just go to a manual shift body transmission or something, which
Yeah.
sucks.
I've
owned a couple cars with manual shift body, and it's not.
I've
fun to
driven some.
drive.
It's just a headache. It's
Yeah.
an automatic. I want it to be an automatic.
Exactly. It's not fun when you don't have a clutch.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. Without a clutch, it's no enjoyment.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm waiting on the harness to come in. I got some other stuff I got to do too. I mean, I thrashed on this thing trying to get it ready. I cut a few corners. I'm going to go back and uncut those corners.
Well, yeah, it's a Camaro.
But it's a beast. That 6-liter with the cam and the headers and so on and so forth. It is a beast. Every time I drive it, I'm a little shocked at how
But it won't come out
much
a
it's
second.
got.
So, what gear does it have in the rear end?
342.
Okay, so it's factory gear.
Yeah, it's factory gear.
Yeah, so like if mine didn't come out a second, I'd be in trouble because I put a 373 in it,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't get very far only with second.
I red mine up to 60 the other day in second gear.
Whew. That's pretty good for a 342.
Well, I mean, the red line on that thing's 6,600 RPMs.
Yeah,
It sounds freaking wicked at like 5.
yeah, that's where LSs start working hard.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds wicked at 5. It's, it really is just amazing how this car sounds great. I'm ready to get it done. One of the reasons I'm ready to get it done is so I can shoot some video with it because it sounds great. It looks cool. It's got all this stuff going for it. It's going to make some really good content at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm ready to get out of the garage and do something with it and go somewhere, do anything at this point. But
So which tranny are you running?
it's 4L60.
Okay.
I mean, it's glass, but
Well, here's the thing. I have this argument with people. So you need the 4L80 if you're going to be pulling around a bunch of car. You're not doing that. Is
No,
the 4L80
this isn't a heavy
going to
car.
last? Yes, it's going to last more than the 4L60 for sure. But the reality of it is if you can break the tires free and the car don't weigh a lot, the 4L60 will hold up for a while.
it will. And it's a new build that was built to abuse.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's
hard.
not a stock build. It's not a 120,000 mile trans. It should be good for a long time.
I don't know. I don't want to say I get upset with people, but I hate arguing with people about like you can't run a 4L60. There's absolutely junk, and I'm just like, they put them in everything. They last hundreds of thousands of miles. They're not as good as a 4L80.
No,
but
they're
yeah,
so I mean it's
they'll
the
work.
same as a 700R, and I've seen guys run 1,200
I got
horses
a-
with 700R.
I got a 700R in my Camaro, and I'll tell you, it'll bark the tires in every gear except overdrive, and I just abuse the crap out of it constantly. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, that thing's junk, and I'm like, it works.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with the 406. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. But they, if your car hooks,
Oh yeah.
if your
And if-
car hooks, you're going to end up with 4
If you have
neutrals.
a bunch of weight, you
Yeah.
know, it's just that's how it is. That's how
Yeah.
drivetrain components are.
So I couldn't, without tubbing this car, there's no way I could ever get it to hook like that.
No, and the other side of it
Yeah.
is that transmission is still going to be stronger than the 10-bolt rear end. So,
yes.
You're going to shrapnel a gear before you blow
Most
the tranny
definitely.
out of it.
So I'm running a 4th gen gear, which is
Oh.
very similar to the 3rd
Yep.
gen. I mean, I have 4th gen rear end. It's the same rear end.
Yeah, it's
But
slightly
the
wider.
Gear set, yeah, it's a wider. The gear set that they put in them in the 98 to 02 was better, but I don't have a 98 to 02. I have the earlier one, so.
Yes, you're not. Yeah.
But yeah, a 10 bolt, you're going to shatter it anyways. But I'm not looking for. I don't want to. I wasn't building a drag race car.
No,
It's never my intention. So I
that's
just
my
want.
Camaro. Everyone was like, "Is it fast?" I'm like, "No, it's not fast." I just like to throw it around corners and burn tires between each gear and do rolling burnouts. It's not fast.
And they do that very well. This car will be fast, but I don't care about drag racing. It's just not my thing.
Yep.
I don't
My
need to be
car-
the fastest guy.
I've gone away from let's make it go fast in a straight line, and I've done a lot of the upgrades, all the UMI suspension, all the tubular everything. You know, I'm gonna put bigger Corvette brakes on it here soon, and it's just gonna be like that car is gonna handle and stop like nobody's business.
I mean, that's what I did to mine. My car handles great. It stops amazingly with those 15-inch rotors up front. Of course, I've never gotten to get them hot, but I don't know how hard you'd have to run them to get them hot, but it'd be a lot. And I've got the subframe connectors I'm getting ready to put in, but I got a lot of money underneath my car. Like to look at the outside, it's just it does not look like there's much there. But when you pop the hood, you start getting a glimpse. But if you look underneath the car, you go, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the only thing I regret, it works out really well and makes the car handle better, but the 2-inch lowering kit on mine.
Yep.
Ugh. You literally have to roll out of that car.
So getting in and out is getting in ain't too bad. Getting out is a little tough. But for I'm running 18s with a good deal of meat on them, so they rub. Some of that's offset, but I'm also not afraid to just beat the living fire out of it until they clear. So it'll be fine.
No big.
I'm down to one wheel not clearing now, so it ain't no big deal. But if I had to, I could have went with the original wheels I had when I had the stock rear end in it fit better, but I don't know. It's turned out to be it's going to be a really nice car. I'm ready to put the gauges in it and just drive it. If I get the transmission worked out, and just drive it for the rest of the summer, and then this winter I might do something else. But I have the next project lined up, so I need to build something else. I need to work on something else. This car it has drained my soul.
Let me guess, it's a Chevy.
Well, they're all that way. I've built a bunch of cars, and they've not all been GM.
Look at that meth wagon.
Ooh,
oh yeah.
I go.
Yeah. Hey, is that one of the dual axle GM ones?
No.
God, I want one of those so bad.
Yeah, those were front wheel drive. They use Tornado big blocks and drivetrain.
Well, this is
I don't know, but I want one.
Yo, this has got a 454.
Yeah, a lot of them did.
And it's free.
Oh,
And
it's free. I like the price.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to get rid of one of those things if you only want the motor.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's
That
bad.
meth wagon.
Just think, you can just push it down to the park, and people will be living in it.
Yeah, just donate it to the park.
And then push them away.
Look,
You-
Tony will
you-
love you.
You pay them to pull the motor and tell them, I'll give you $100 to pull the motor. You keep it, and we're good.
I have a tractor now. I bet you I could pull that motor in less than an hour.
You would be surprised. It's not that easy to get in there to pull them.
There's
is a
no
pain.
room.
Yeah, you just got to start cutting stuff for an hour before you can even get to it.
I'll be on.
So I've pulled one, but we put a motor back in it,
Oh,
and I think we had almost a week in changing a motor, which is at the time, it's for a carbureted engine, that's a long time.
It's just a pain.
It is. The only good thing is you can get to the transmission bolts easy.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it.
All right, guys. Well, I got to go make dinner for my kids. So,
Well, have a good evening.
Yeah, I'm actually, unless people really want to keep going, I think I'm going to be done in about 5 minutes.
all right. Well,
That's fine by me. I would like to say, hey, Shopcat, how are you, buddy? I haven't spoke to him in forever.
oh, Shopcat's in there. I wasn't even paying attention to the comments.
I wasn't either. We were just talking.
Mr. Shop.
But I just noticed it.
All right, guys. You have a good night.
See you, man.
Soon. Mrs. Junker just went to go lay down in her chair.
Shopcat, we were talking about losing subs earlier. You just weren't in here for it. When between the 500 and 700 mark, I swear they take more subs than you get. And then you get over the mid 750s. I haven't lost one in maybe one, but hardly any.
Yeah, you could make a trailer out of that thing too.
Could.
Man, I tell you, I kind of miss doing these lives, but I don't miss doing them every week. I think once a month is pretty cool. Maybe in the wintertime we'll go back to every week. I'm not really sure. They get you lunch hours though. They really do.
Yeah, the thing that I've noticed was, I mean, just none of like you and I haven't really been doing Facebook or YouTube very long. I mean, like not really doing. I mean, you had some videos before, but you weren't dedicated to it.
Yeah, not like I am now.
Right. So I've learned a lot about how people interact with YouTube as the seasons change. In the spring, I felt like a lot of people wanted to be outside. They weren't watching YouTube. Now that that's kind of worn off and kids are getting ready to go back to school and things like that, I think a lot more people are becoming active again on YouTube. So, I wouldn't want to do a live when nobody was even available to, or, people are doing other stuff. So in the winter, I think lives are great because we're all cooped up. We ain't got nothing else to do. A lot of the folks, especially maybe not in our creator group, but in general, they have to work outside on their cars. The weather isn't good, so you're not going to. It's a good way to keep everything alive in the winter, but still every week is a lot.
It really was. And my main thing was I was trying to get out there, get people to know me, get my watch hours, get my subs. But I kind of burnt myself out with it because trying to get people to come in and be on the live with you so you have something to be entertaining. It's not very easy, and especially where pretty much everybody that we know is a different time zone.
Yes. So I think, like, for instance, BW, he does a weekly live. He has enough people in his chat to make it to where you can always be talking to either somebody in the chat. Like if you're in the chat, you have other people in the chat that you're friends with. Shopcat's in there a lot of these, a lot of these guys are. So you have your friends to chat with, and then BW has the chat to chat with too, which works out really well. But he's, like almost 3,000 subs. So he's got a larger audience especially than you or I did last winter. So, I think as your audience grows, it becomes easier to do one just by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have more people in your chat to talk to.
Yeah. Now Donald, where are you? I want to say that he was, I can't remember. I don't think it was anything local. I think it was overseas, wasn't it?
I have no idea. See you, Shopcat. Buddy, I'm really glad I got to see him for a minute. Huh?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to send out some stickers to Shopcat and you and Renegade and Tim. All sent me your information, so I have all the stuff for y'all. I need to send those out. I need to send some stickers out, and
Now
I had
I've
somebody
been.
reach out on Instagram wanting to do a sticker swap, and I said I'm in.
Bob might want a sticker too.
Well, your family.
He's
your
been
family.
a fan just as long
No,
as
no,
I.
it's not. Yeah, your whole family are going to get stickers. But I only need one address for that. 2,000 people in a live stream chat. Holy moly!
Was that an automotive? Because I have seen that in the bigger ones like Vice Grip. Or
Yeah, I have too. But
I want to say Donald is in Australia. I for some reason
was he the one with the
Falcon.
with the Falcon? He might have been.
Yeah.
I looked
Yeah,
the Falcon up. I'd drive it.
That's pretty cool to think about. That you have somebody that watches you that's over there.
Yeah, I have several different countries that watch me. I was looking at it. I got a thing the other day. I was looking at it.
I have a few countries that watch me. A few people that watch me, but they don't comment and stuff like that. And it's just cool to talk to somebody that's not over here.
I have somebody that watches me really regular. That's in Australia. I can't remember his name, but he watches and comments pretty much every video.
Yeah.
And then I've got a guy that's in Mexico. He always, for the longest, would comment. He hadn't commented in a while. He comes in. Sometimes he'll say something, but he doesn't always comment now. There for a while, he was commenting. Like when I first started the IROC, especially for the LS swap, he was everywhere. He was a really super nice guy. And then all my Canadian friends, I a slew of Canadian friends, including Chop Cat. So I mean, I never thought that YouTube would bring so many different countries together to watch. And I've got one guy from England that he pops in and out, and he watches a lot of my older stuff. I've never seen him comment on a new video. But he watches my older videos. I don't know.
So maybe he's just working his way up to it.
Maybe, I don't know. But he'll
honestly,
comment.
we have channels that once we watch a video, if we like it, we try and go back and watch from the beginning.
For me, that's hours and hours and hours. And so when I started the LS swap, I had a guy subbed, and he started on episode 1 of the Camino, and he watched all the IROC stuff. And it took him, I think it was almost 7 days to get caught up to where I was at the time. And he would comment on every one of them. I thought that was kind of cool.
I have something like 260 videos, something like that. That's crazy. That's
I have.
I have a stupid amount of videos. Even
Does
though
TubeBuddy tell you?
What's that?
Does TubeBuddy tell you how many videos you have?
Yeah, I think so. Even though I'm not monetized and I'm not making money and I'm not highly known, I'm still having a blast doing this.
Yeah.
This has definitely been over the last year, because it's been almost just about a year since I've been doing it full time. It's definitely been a blast. Come on, catch up. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see.
Milestones.
Renegade, I bet that chat was running so fast, there's no way you could read it. No way.
Oh, I'm past.
So you can turn the chat to slow chat, but even at that, I don't think you could read it.
No, I'm past 300 videos, I guess.
How did you find? Did you find that through YouTube?
Go to TubeBuddy and go to Milestones. Is what I did.
No milestones.
I'm almost at 400,000 views. I'm 350 videos. So, I mean, that's cool to think about, it's just, yeah.
So where did you find the milestones at? I don't know how to use this thing, evidently.
Down at the bottom, it says Milestones. 2 years, 3 months. I've been doing it for, I don't know. I think it was something like 2015 is when I first came on. It was kind of just to do some how-tos, because back then that's what YouTube was. It really wasn't a place to watch TV,
Right.
And then on and off for the next 5-6 years, I just I'd make some videos and put them up, and then I'd get busy, and I wouldn't do it anymore.
I had 100.
You got 100 videos up?
That's what it says. 100 uploads. Of course, some of those are shorts, but
Yeah, I guess some of mine are probably short. So I probably have like 200 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess that's going to do it for this evening, guys. I think this was pretty successful. I don't want to overdo it, and we
it's
got
like riding a bike.
It is. It really is. I could probably sit and do this for another 2 hours, but I don't want to overdo it. No?
I'm tired. It has nothing to do with being on here. I'm just exhausted. It's been a long day.
Yeah. I didn't post the picture yet, but man, you should have seen me covered head and toe. I was a mess yesterday with grinding down the floor of that car.
I can't wait to see it after it was cleaned up. All the metal's cleaned up.
It doesn't look terrible. I'm telling you, there's holes, and there's that one big gaping one you could see, but that was gonna be seen before.
Yeah. So did it have carpet in the front, or did it have a rubber mat in the front too? Don't know.
Originally, I don't know.
I bet it had a rubber mat in the front too.
I imagine it did, because it's a cheap car. It was meant. I would love to know what this thing delivered. That's what we were talking about on camera yesterday. I was walking around to everybody in the fair. I was like, "What do you think?" And what did you say, Brittany? What do you think the car delivered?
Cheese.
She thinks cheese.
Could be. A lot of those were used for flour delivery.
Yeah.
But
the floors don't show that dirt was on it. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't. They're cut flowers.
Yeah, maybe. But the moisture, maybe. I don't know. One of our subscribers is going to hopefully be doing the lettering once I fix the panels, and I think I found paint that's going to be really close to the match, so
that'd be good.
I am going to do a what do you call that, a rustic look,
patina,
there we go, patina look. And yeah,
patina's tricky. Patina's tricky.
The car's got it there as it is, so whatever.
I understand, but it's tricky. There's a fine line between too much and not enough, and it goes fast. You got to stop. You got to stop it just right where it looks good. But the good thing about it is you can always redo it.
Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna peel off the big chunks that are falling off. I'm gonna pressure wash the hell out of it, and then I'm gonna just go to town cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Fix the panel sides and the floor and a couple other odds and ends, and then I got to get on the mechanics. I told Bob today, I said by end of next weekend I want to have the interior back in 100%. That's my goal, because that's about the halfway mark to the car show, and then that gives me roughly 2 weeks to go through the mechanics of it, which I know the front brakes are decent. I have to revamp the rear, and I have the parts for that. I got to run a new line for the rear. And honestly, I'd like to take it out and drive it around a little bit. This isn't just for the car show. I want to drive this damn thing. So.
Yeah. Well, you need to. And I'd probably drive it a little bit before I took it to the car show, just as a precaution. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it was a good time. I'm going to go upstairs and watch YouTube.
That's actually what I'm going to go do too.
Good to see everybody. Y'all have a good evening.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much for coming in. We'll see you next time. Go check out the videos. We just dropped another video today, so go check out my video. How close did you get to the
I don't know. I can look. Oh, hang on. I have to actually hit enough numbers to log in. 909. So 91 more. We're getting there. There's 3 more today. That's great.
You'll get that.
Yeah, I'll be there before we know it. See
All
y'all
right, guys.
later.
Like, share, subscribe, or don't.